It's Allie from Confessions of a Teenage Bookworm, and this is my April wrap-up. I read a total of 6 books last month, and it's not too many compared to some months, but I buddy read a lot this past month. I didn't have a whole lot of time to read books that were just for me, and that means I pretty much didn't get a whole lot of books read because I was focusing on the few chapters a day of my buddy reads. Anyway, on to the books. So the first book I read was Inkspell by Cornelia Funke. It's the second book in the Inkworld trilogy, and unfortunately I had to return it to the library before I was able to make this video. So I do not have it with me, even though I really wish I owned it, because seriously that book is gorgeous and it is officially one of my favorite books, even though the ending truly and utterly hurts me because of my favorite character. In case you couldn't tell from me saying how much I loved Inkspell, even though the ending really hurt me, like I hyperventilated while reading this entire 2 chapters of this book, I ended up giving it 5 stars because it is amazingly written and I love the world that they are in right now, and it is definitely going to be one of my favorite books for ever. The book that I read in April was City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I almost said Clarissa. No, that is Clary's name. I have been nagged to read this by one of my best friends for so long, and I finally got to it this past month. It is really good, and even though I knew about the major plot twist at the end of this book, and I'm quite sure that I know what ends up going on involving this plot twist, the way that it was written was so convincing that I started questioning what I knew and what I didn't know. So, for days. So pretty much that was a very well written plot twist. And this book made me laugh so much, and I love Jace's sass. I'm just going to say that right now because I really love sassy characters, and the characters in this book were just really, really entertaining. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars, and I am really hoping to get to the next book soon so that I can safely watch more of the Shadowhunters show without getting spoilers, because I actually only watched 2 episodes while I was halfway through this book and got spoilers. The book that I read was The Reptile Room by Lemony Snicket. I have actually read this book a couple times before, but I'm really hoping to actually finish the series now that the show is out, and I really, really like the show, and it got me in a major series of unfortunate events mood, and reading it again this time I actually noticed a few things that I didn't catch the first time around. Like in the very last picture of the book, there is foreshadowing to the next book. So this one shows where they're going next, which I really like, and it gives me something to look for at the very last page of the book whenever I finish each book. And I've actually have no idea how this series ends, so it should be very interesting to find that out. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars as well. The books I read were the 11th and 12th volumes of the Sugar Car Longa. I borrowed these from my friend months ago and am just now getting to them. I actually read them for a 24-hour readathon that I participated in, and they're the last books in the series. And 11 was kind of confusing. Through the first half of the book, I barely had any idea what was going on. I liked the second half and what happened in the second half, but because of the first half and the kind of the confusion, I only gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but the artwork in this one was gorgeous. As for volume 12, I loved how each section kind of tells a different story, and I loved all of the stories, and the ending was amazing. I think it was a very good ending to the series, although I could totally do with more if ever the need arose to make more of these. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. Finally, the last book that I read last month was The Selection by Kira Cass. This is actually the second time I've read this book. I read it for a book club that I was doing, and actually one of my favorite books, even though I have so far only read the first book in the series, but it made me laugh a lot, and so far I like the characters, even though the 3 main people were complete and utter idiots in like the very end of the book, but I'm hoping that they stop being idiots at some point in this series. I really hope to get on to the Elite very soon, and I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. Alright, well that was it for my April wrap up, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, it's Allie from Confessions of a Teenage Bookworm, and this is my April wrap up. I buddy read a lot this past month, and it's actually really good. Don't know why I said actually. And